Hi, I'm P-Dog.
I'm Philly Fresh, coming to you live from the library for a holiday edition of
Grammar Girls.
Subject versus Theme.
So as you already know, subject is like the topic. So if you're talking about a book or a movie, even a story, you're going to have a topic.
Typically 1 or 2 words.
Yep.
Topic.
Yep.
Subject.
But your theme, on the other hand, that is more of a life lesson, and it's probably going to come across in like a sentence. This is what, after you have interacted with this text, this is the message that you could go away with.
So, we're going to give you some examples from a book that maybe some of you remember from Karcher. A Christmas Carol, and a couple beloved holiday films. What should we start with, P-Dog?
Let's jump right into the subject of A Christmas Carol.
All right, so A Christmas Carol, remember the book? We've got Ebenezer Scrooge, right? And he starts out being pretty greedy. That's an important subject
Greed.
of Charles Dickens' book. Okay, so let's compare that to theme. Now, one of Dickens' themes that's related to greed is that personal greed does not lead to fulfillment. We can see this when Scrooge is visited by the different ghosts, and he sees how different things will be if he doesn't change his course.
And another theme could be your actions can have unintended consequences.
Yeah, so again, think about Scrooge and think about how when he looks into the future and he sees that Tiny Tim is going to be dead, he didn't intend for that to happen, but it was his personal greed that could potentially lead to that if he doesn't change his path. So one word versus a long message or sentence. Gus Spilensky from the Kenosha Kickers.
That's right.
Polka, polka, polka.
Polka, polka, polka.
They're real big in
Sheboygan.
In Sheboygan.
In Home Alone, for example, family, that could be a subject.
Another possible subject, one word that is addressed in the film, is independence.
A related theme tied to that subject is you can accomplish a lot when you put your mind to it. So at first, Kevin was like so dependent that he was worried about packing his suitcase on the family trip to Paris. But by the end, he had gone shopping by himself. He had fought off the bandits by himself. I mean, he really took care of business.
Yeah, I did.
Because he put his mind to it.
Yeah, I did. Third example for y'all. The wonderful Elf.
Elf.
Okay, so first subject. Elf is a Christmas movie, right? Starts out at the North Pole. We've got Santa. We've got all the elves. Christmas is a subject of Elf. Another subject of Elf is fitting in.
A possible theme could be, and this is not related to Christmas, it's important to do the right thing even when you're the only one doing it. And we see that multiple times in Elf. Did you want to talk about his brother Michael?
Oh, so remember when Michael goes, like, he interrupts the meeting and he's talking to his dad, and his dad is just like giving the pitch for the book, and Michael says, "You don't care about anybody. Buddy cares about everybody." And Michael decides to do the right thing, and eventually his dad does too.
Yep. He even sings a Christmas song. Yeah.
He sure does. Because it's the best way to spread Christmas cheer. Right?
Singing loud for
For
all the year.
Okay, so
A related theme would be you don't have to change who you are to fit in. And Buddy certainly did not do that. Now, he kind of thought about it when his dad asked him to get rid of the elf costume, and he was like, I don't really know if I want to do that. And he does for a day. He even tries to drink coffee. But he ends up going back and putting on his elf costume, and he's just like, hey man, here's the deal. Like, I am an elf, and I'm sorry if that's had a negative impact on you, and I'm gonna go find Santa in the woods and help him.
and he meets people along the way like Jovi who accept him for who he is.
Yes, and his dad actually looks back later on and says, you know what, I was the one who was wrong. You're a little bit different, but that's not a bad thing.
Okay, so recapping, when you're thinking about subject, think about 1 or 2 words. What is the topic of the piece of text?
Themes, on the other hand, that is the message. That is the life lesson that's the takeaway. What did I get out of this? What can I reflect on as I move forward? That's your theme.
They make us feel good or make us learn something about ourselves or the world around us.
Yep.
All the things.
Yep.
Okay,
All
so
right.
this has been another edition of Grammar Girls, and toodles.
Bye.